Bhutale Vedanta Swami iti namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatare Shatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome. This is the last session for our CC reading. So, before the God Purnima festival, so let us be more enthusiastic.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, your voice is very low.
Hare Krishna Mataji, is it better now?
I think you have to come more closer because other people I can hear very well. Only your voice is very low.
Sundaram Prabhu, can you hear?
Yeah,
We
I
can
can hear.
hear.
I can hear.
Prabhu.
She's saying
We
that
can hear,
more.
but very low.
I'm very close to my laptop, Mataji.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, try to increase it on your side, Mataji. Then what can we do?
It's maximum Prabhuji. Your voice I can hear very well, but when it comes to that Prabhuji, I cannot hear him at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you hear now?
Oh, better.
Is it
Better
better?
Prabhuji.
Okay.
Better Prabhuji.
I'll be like on my keyboards. Okay,
Sure.
let's start. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Let me know whoever wants to read and then you can read. But I'll read some few verses and 4 5, then you can raise your hand. तुम्ही मोरा कन्या दीते कर या चंगिकार एवा किछु नाही कहे कि तुम्हारे विचार. You have promised to give your daughter in charity to me. Now you do not say anything. What is your conclusion? एता सुनी से विप्रा रहे मौनाधारी तनरा पुत्र मरिते ऐल हते थेंगाकारी. After the young Brahmana submitted this statement, the elderly Brahmana remained silent. Taking this opportunity, his son immediately came out with a stick to strike the younger man. So here we can see the old man is remaining silent and he's internally praying to Krishna to resolve this. Yes, Uma Mata, you can read now. Okay. Are अधमा मोरा भगनी चाह विवाहिते वामन हाइने चंदा ये न चाहना ता धरीते.
The son said, "Oh, you are most degraded. You want to marry my sister, just like a dwarf who wants to catch the moon."
So here the elder man's son, he is taking a stake and he's want to chastise the younger Brahmana. थेना देखी से विप्रा पालना गेले आराधीना ग्रामेर लोका एकत्र करीले.
Seeing a stick in the hand of the son, the younger Brahmana fled. The next day, however, he gathered together all the people of the village.
सब लोका बड़ा विप्रा देखिया नीला तबे से ही लघु विप्रा कहिते लगीला.
All the people of the village then called for the elderly Brahmana and brought him to their meeting brought him to their meeting place. The young Brahmana then began to speak before them as follows.
So this is how typically he's trying to get more people on his side, and so that he can get more support. His son and the elderly Brahmana also was cold, and now the young Brahmana will speak. इन्हा मोरा कन्या दीता कर या चंगिकार एबा ये ना देना पूछा इन्हरा व्यवहार.
This gentleman has promised to hand over his daughter to me, yet now he does not follow his promise. Please ask him about his behavior.
So the younger Brahmana is complaining. He's telling everybody. ताबे से विप्रेरा पूछिला सर्व जाना कन्या केने ना देहे यादी दिया च वचना.
All the people gathered there asked the elderly Brahmana, if you have already promised to give him your daughter in charity, why are you not fulfilling your promise? You have given your word for you have given your word of honor.
So even the people, in the village, they also are with a full integrity. So my Guru Maharaj always share the integrity means. The integrity means that, you do, what you say, what you promised. So that is the integrity. So they are reminding him to, if you have given the promise, honor that promise. विप्रा का है सुना लोका मोरा निवेदना कभी की बलियाची मोरा नाही का स्मरणा.
The elderly Brahmana said, my dear friends, please hear what I have to submit. I do not exactly remember making a promise like that.
So this is how the situation is, basically because of the family pressure, in his house, he's he has to say these words that I don't remember his promise, but it's largely because of the family, internal family things he's going through. एता सुनी तंद्र पुत्र वाक्य छल पाना प्रालक बहाई कहे समुखासीना.
When the elderly Brahmana's son heard this, he took the opportunity to juggle some words, becoming very impudent. He stood before the assembly and spoke as follows.
So now the young Brahmana, his son, is catching the opportunity, making some words and trying to wrap up. तीर्था यत्रा पित्रा संगे चिला बहु दाना धना देखी ये दुस्टर लाइते हैला माना.
While touring various holy places of pilgrimage, my father carried much money. Seeing the money, this rogue decided to take it away.
Now he's putting, kind of a, he didn't do anything, but he's putting a blame on somebody. It's very hard when we don't do some things in our life and we are blamed for. Very difficult to accept. You haven't done anything wrong, but you got accused because of this thing. Yeah, very difficult. But there are many things like that happen in Srimad Bhagavatam also. Okay, we'll not go that direction, otherwise we'll lost there. अरे कहाँ संगे नहीं यही संगय काला धूतरा खायो याना बापे करीला पागला.
There was no one besides this man with my father, giving him an intoxicant known as Thuthara to eat. This rogue made my father mad.
Now another accusation that he intoxicated his own father with dhatura, and that's why my father became like this. Thank you, Mataji. Pradyuman Prabhuji, you can read the next one. सबे धना लाने कहा कोरे लाइला धना कन्या दीते छाई आछे ओता हिला वचना.
Having taken all my father's money, this rough claim that it was taken by some thief. Now he is claiming that my father has promised to give me his daughter in charity.
So basically, he's building up the story that money was taken, dhatura was given, my father became mad, and now he's accusing that my father promised to give the daughter in charity. तो मारा सकले लोका करह विचार मोरा पित्र कन्या दीते यज्ञ की इहारा.
All of your assemble here are gentlemen. Please judge whether it is befitting to offer this poor Brahman my father's daughter.
So now he's putting everything to the public. एता सुनी लोकर मन हैला समस्या संभवे धन लोभा लोके छाड़े धर्म भय.
Hearing all this statement, all the people gathered there become a little doubtful. And they thought it quite possible that because of attraction for riches, one might give up his religious principle.
So now, everybody's kind of trying to believe the elderly man's son because they don't see a good match between the younger Brahmana and that family, which is very wealthy and well-to-do family. And now this, everybody is thinking, the younger Brahmana, because of the wealth, is making up the story of promise and all. So, तबे छोटा विप्र कहे सुना महाजन न्याय जिनी बारे कहे असत्य वचन.
At that time, the young Brahman said, "My dear gentlemen, please hear. Just to gain victory in an argument, this man is lying."
So, this is how it is. ए विप्र मोरा सेव तुष्टा याबे हैला तोरामी कन्या दिवे अपना कहिला.
Being very satisfied with my service, this Brahman said to me of his own accord, "I promise to hand over my daughter to you."
So basically, he's telling everybody now, that this is a false accusation, and I served this Brahmana, and by his own he made the promise to give his daughter to me. तबे मुनि निसाधीनु सुना द्विजवर तुम्हारा कन्या योग्य नहीं मुनिवर.
At that time, I forbade him to do so, to do this, telling him, "O best of the Brahman, I am not a fit husband for your daughter."
कहाँ तुम्ही पंडित धनी परमा कुलीना कहाँ मुनि दरिद्र मूर्ख नीचा कुलाहीना.
Whereas you are a learned scholar, a rich man belonging to an aristocratic family, and I am poor man, uneducated and with no claim to aristocracy.
So the younger Brahmana is telling everybody the same thing. I told the elderly Brahmana that I'm not a good fit. I'm not so rich as you. I'm a poor. I'm not a scholar as you. So he's telling the entire thing to everyone. तबु ए विप्र मोरे कहे बार बार तोरा कन्या दिलु तुमी करह स्वीकार.
Till this Brahman insisted again and again, and he asked me to accept his proposal, saying, "I have given you my daughter, please accept her."
So again the same thing continues. तबे आमा कहिलाना सुना महामती तुम्हारा स्त्री पुत्र ज्ञान तेरा नहाबे सम्मति.
I then said, "Please hear, you are learned Brahman. Your wife, your friends, and relatives will never agree to this proposal."
Anybody else want to read? Then please raise your hands. कन्या दीते नारी बेहाबे असत्य वचन पुनरपि कहे विप्र करिय यतन.
My dear sir, you will not be able to fulfill your promise. Your promise will be broken. Yet again and again, the Brahman emphasized his promise.
So is everybody, he's telling that, he already told, don't do this promise. You haven't checked with your family and you're making this promise. So he reminded him. But, he's telling the same story to everybody now. कन्या तोरा दिलुन द्विधा न करी चिते आत्मा कन्या दिवे केवा पर निषधीते.
I have offered you my daughter. Do not hesitate. She is my daughter, and I shall give her to you. Who can forbid me?
So he told exactly the same thing. Who can forbid me? And now He's making a different words basically. I don't remember. Tabe ama kahilana drida kari mana Gopalera agya kahe ei satya vachana.
At that time, I concentrated my mind and requested Brahman to make the promise before the Gopal's deity.
So now he is bringing the Lord into the picture. He is telling that, at that time I requested the Brahmana to make his promise before the deity of Gopal. So he's telling the entire story as it is. Okay, Umamadaji, you want to read again?
If you want, Prabhuji.
Okay, sure, Mataji, you can read that. ताबे इन्हो गोपालेरा आगे तक हीला तुम्ही जना ए विप्र कन्यामी दीला.
Then this gentleman said in front of the Gopala deity, "My dear Lord, please hear witness. I have offered my daughter to this Brahmana in charity."
So he's telling as it is, how the Lord, the already Brahma made the promise to the Lord. ताबे आमी गोपालेरा साक्षी करीना कहिलेना तंद्रा पादे मिन्नति करीना.
Accepting the Gopala deity as my witness, I then submitted the following at his lotus feet.
So Lord Gopal became the witness of the marriage. Marriage promise. Yadi ei vipra mora na dibya kanya dana sakshi bolaimu tomai hayo savadhana.
If this Brahmana later hesitates to give me his daughter, my dear Lord, I shall call on you as a witness. Please note this with care and attention.
So now the very important point, because now this already Brahmana is hesitating to give his daughter. So now he's telling that I will call the Lord as a witness. So this requires so much faith and Shraddha that Lord is a person. Bhagavan is a person. He is hearing everybody in the temple. He is hearing everything in our heart, in our words, our every sentiments, our every word. He's hearing everything. So this Brahmana has so much faith on the Lord that the Lord is hearing. The promise is made in front of the Lord, and Lord can come because he is a witness. So very, big, personal with the Lord. That Lord is a person. Ei vakya sakshi mora acha mahajana yanara vakya satya kari mane tribhuvana.
Thus, I have called upon a great personality in this transaction. I have asked the Supreme Godhead to be my witness. The entire world accepts the words of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. Although the young Brahmana described himself as having no claims to aristocracy and being an uneducated common man, still he had one good qualification. He believed that the supreme personality of Godhead was the topmost authority. He accepted the words of Lord Krishna without hesitation, and he had firm faith in the Lord's consistency. According to Prahlad Maharaj, another authority on the supreme personality of Godhead, such as such a staunch and faithful devotee of the Lord must be understood to be a most learned scholar. A pure devotee who has firm faith in the words of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is to be considered a most learned scholar, the topmost aristocrat, and the richest man in the whole world. All godly
We can't hear
qualities.
you, Mataji.
You can't hear me?
We can hear, Mataji.
Okay. All godly qualities automatically exist in such a devotee in the preaching work of the Krishna consciousness movement. We, as the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, fully believe in the words of Krishna and his servants, the disciplic succession. In this way, we are presenting the words of Krishna throughout the world. Even though we are neither a rich man nor a very learned scholar, and even though we do not belong to any aristocracy, this movement is still being welcomed and is very easily spreading all over the world. Although we are very poor and have no professional source of income, Krishna supplies money whenever we need. Whenever we need some men, Krishna supplies them. Thus, it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Actually, if we can attain the favor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, we do not need anything else. We certainly do not need those things which a mundane person considers to be material assets.
Thank you, Mataji. So this is a wonderful, wonderful purport. Srila Prabhupada writes very beautiful things. And a couple of things. I'll say one thing, that the simple faith which the Brahmana has, that is the real asset actually. The strong, staunch faith on the Lord. And Srila Prabhupada writes very nicely that a faithful devotee of the Lord must be understood to be a most learned scholar. And a pure devotee has firm faith in the word of Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he should be considered most learned scholar, topmost aristocrat, and richest man in the whole world. So all the knowledge, all the different things, these all things are there to increase our faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to increase our Shraddha, our dependency on the Lord. That in any situation, in any circumstance of my life, wherever, whatever things will happen, Krishna, let me be with you. Let me take your shelter always. Let me be, serve your devotees. And Srila Prabhupada writes, even though that devotee is poor, even though that devotee is not so rich, any other bodily or material qualification does not matter. He doesn't know, he need not to be a big scholar or anything. But this simple faith in Bhagwan makes him is the great devotee. And later in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes that he describes about the preaching mission of our society. Srila Prabhupada writes that we are giving Krishna consciousness to the entire world. We don't have rich man or scholars. This movement is still spreading out. We have no source of income, but Krishna is supplying us. Krishna is our maintainer. Krishna is our supplier. Krishna maintains everything. So Srila Prabhupada is showing here the complete faith in the Lord, that Lord will do everything. So this is another quality of the great devotee, that he is not taking any, I have done it. Because of me, I have created so many devotees, so many temples, So there is nothing like that. Srila Prabhupada is telling Krishna has done everything. So otherwise, when you do something big, the pride peeps up like anything. Oh, I am the doer. I have done this. But Srila Prabhupada is giving all credit to Krishna, and and is telling that this is what the most important thing is. Okay, Lakshmi Mataji, you will read few verses and then we'll wrap up.
Sure, Prabhuji.
ताबे बड़ा विप्रा कहे ए सत्य कथा, गोपाल यादि साक्षी देना अपना आसिए था। तबे कन्या दिवे आमी जनिहा निश्चय, तनरा पुत्र कहे ए भला बताया।
Translation. Taking this opportunity, the elderly Brahmana immediately confirmed that this was really true. He said, if Gopala personally comes here to serve as a witness, I shall surely give my daughter to the young Brahmana. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The elderly Brahmana's son immediately confirmed this, saying, "Yes, this is a very nice settlement. As the supersoul within the heart of all living entities, Krishna knows everyone's desire, everyone's request, and everyone's prayer. Although all this may be contradictory, the Lord has to create a situation in which everyone will be pleased. This is an instance of a marriage negotiation between an elderly Brahmana and a youthful one. The elderly Brahmana was certainly willing to give his daughter in charity to the young Brahmana, but his son and relatives became impediments to this transaction. The elderly Brahmana considered how to get out of this situation and still offer his daughter to the young Brahmana. His son, an atheist and a very cunning fellow, was thinking of how to stop the marriage. The father and son were thinking in a contradictory way. Yet Krishna created a situation wherein they agreed. They both agreed that if the Gopala deity would come and serve as a witness, the daughter would be given to the young Brahmana. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here the elderly Brahmana comes in the picture, and he accepts, that he has made this thing. This is what is true, whatever the young Brahmana has told. So we continue. Bada viprera mane Krishna bada davyavana dayavana avasya mora vakya tanho karibe pramana.
The elderly Brahmana thought, since Lord Krishna is very merciful, he will certainly come to prove my statement.
This is another symptom of great devotees, the
Trust.
elder Brahmana is thought, Lord Krishna is very merciful and he will certainly come. Krishna bada dayavana, avashya mora vakya, avashya, certainly, karibe pramana, Krishna will certainly come to prove my vakya. Putre ramana pratima na asive sakshi dite, ei buddhe dui jana haila sammate.
The atheistic son thought, it is not possible for Gopala to come and be a witness. Thinking thus, the father and son agreed.
So, here the son, he is an atheist and he's not having so much faith that, about Bhagwan. So he agreed. छोटा विप्रबले पात्र करह लिखाना पुनः ये नहीं चला ऐसा वचना.
The young Brahmana took this opportunity to speak. Please write this down on paper in black and white so that you may not again change your word of honor.
So this is how, the Kali Yuga transaction. Right on the paper, not orally. No more oral discussion, People speak lie in this Kali Yuga all the time. So whatever is the written confirmation, that only, and he's smart now, taking the written part. So Narayana Prabhuji, should we stop here or?
Sure, bro. You can stop here, bro. Yeah, thank you, bro. Yeah, thank you, devotees. I'll, so this was a taster, a teaser for you. So you can continue reading on your personal time if possible. This Leela, Sakshi Gopal Leela now. Basically, the idea is that before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears on Gaur Purnima, we all read and hear about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we can be absorbed in that Chaitanya Prabhu's mercy. One way we can meditate how this is connected to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is personally sharing this pastime to all the devotees. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Krishna, both of them like devotees with wonderful qualities. When we develop good qualities and based on our character and behavior, Krishna will be pleased and Krishna will reveal himself in our heart. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will reveal himself in our heart. So what we are hearing in this pastime and the previous chapter, Madhavendra Puri's nice qualities, elderly Brahman and nice qualities, these are all representative for us to get inspired to please Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with our whatever good qualities we can cultivate while parallelly cultivating devotion for Krishna. So yeah, you can all continue on yourself. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vanchakalpatarabhyasya Kupasindubhyevacha Paditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnebhyo Namo Namaha. Thank you, Arnam Kirtan Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you, Pradyumna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.